What's more important, the systems or the people? Okay, this is gonna be video number 3 of our 4-episode technician mini-series. Episode 1, we talked about some of our hiring systems and our top grading strategies. Episode 2 was what came out last, and we went over some of our basic technician systems. Episode 3 is what you are about to watch. I'm not gonna spoil it quite yet. And then episode 4, stay tuned. So the premise of this video is going to be, I've been in coaching communities for years, and I've gone to multiple conventions and expos on all the Facebook groups, and it feels like such a big topic of conversation is systems, processes, SOPs, and I think I'm trying to pull myself out of that trap a little bit. I think that everybody wants to talk about systems and processes. Nobody wants to tell you how to implement things and how to stay on top of things and how the people are more important than the system, and how keeping the system going is a lot harder than just making the system the first time. So those are a couple things that we're gonna hit on in this video. Let's get to it.
You want to do a little game plan?
Yeah, I just know we need to do bags, but I figure we can maybe start a timer when we do have it bagged, so we can just like
Once we get the ladder up?
Yeah, once everything's prepped.
So this is a very important part of the roof cleaning process. Obviously, if they have an inline gutter, there's nothing really we can do about it. But for something like this, where it leads out onto the driveway or a gutter that leads out onto the grass, we really can't have our high percentage soap hitting the grass. It's gonna kill the grass, or if it hits the driveway, it's gonna make the driveway look super uneven. So this will collect the excess bleach that runs off the roof onto the gutters. And that way we can take this back to the truck when we're done and properly dispose of the bleach instead of just having it spill out everywhere.
So our goal here, we're gonna do a roof wash on this house. We're doing the full roof, and our goal is to do it in under an hour. So we're not gonna start our timer until we're set up, because every house is different. We don't know how many gutters need to be bagged, how much property protection we need to do. But we did see the roof. It's pretty dirty all around, but it's super shallow. So I'm thinking, to make sure we can do this efficiently, I'm gonna start with the back. We have the pressure washer hose set up back there for Caleb to keep the house wet down, the plants, everything like that. I think I'm gonna come up and over the front here, and that way I can reach down and I can get the back of this slope, I can get the back of this one, I can get the front 2 sides of this, and then the last thing we'll need to do is go around back and set a short ladder up to get the lower slope. So that'll get the majority of the roof from one position, which is definitely the best thing for efficiency with a roof wash, is just finding what's your easiest access point, and then how can you get the majority of the roof without needing to reposition. If I move my ladder to each of these slopes, it's gonna take us a lot longer than if I can just walk around. So I'm gonna kind of back my way up, getting the furthest slopes from my ladder all the way down to my ladder position, so I leave myself a clear path to walk, and then we'll finish with that lower slope that's easy to get from the ground.
I'm gonna show you the best technique for bagging these gutters that I've found. Everybody does it a little differently, and there's not really a standard way to do it. This is just what I found to be the most efficient for getting them on there, making sure they're gonna hold a good amount of liquid. Obviously, this is a big flimsy bag, and it's gonna be pretty loose on this gutter. Like, as soon as water hits this, it's just gonna take off. But you can get a nice tight grip on the gutter. You take the loose end of the bag and roll it up. That way I can just put a piece of tape around here to hold this in place, do another piece of tape up the gutter, and then another piece of tape around the tape that's holding the gutter. So that gives you a good couple points of security. That way, as soon as this bag starts getting heavy, when the bleach and the water runs through it, it's not gonna be slipping off the gutter causing issues for us. Now you're gonna cut to the part in the video where you come back here and this bag has completely flown off the gutter.
Okay, so let's talk about the biggest myth associated with systems. So what I used to believe is that if I create this fancy document or graphic or whatnot, and I roll it out to the team on Monday morning, that system would just happen. And just get done because I told the team once and I made this fancy graphic. But I quickly realized that that's not the truth, and that the implementation of what you are trying to roll out into your company has to be an ongoing thing until it just happens like clockwork. And so associated with the same thing is like, I can, build something and mention it to my team, and it might happen for 2 to 3 days, and then it's gonna very quickly wither away. Okay, so I'm gonna give 5 real examples of systems that we have in our company, and maybe some of the struggles that came with rolling these out. And hopefully it can save at least one person out there some trouble, and they can implement one of these into their company. So the first one is our morning checklist. I'll start on the simpler side of the systems. So this is something where it's a very simple, hey, we want the technicians to check off their truck before they leave, because we've been getting a bunch of calls saying, hey, I got to my job and I don't have the window pull or a leaf blower or a tall enough ladder or whatever the case may be. So a year or 2 ago, we wrote out a morning checklist, and we had it through Google Forms, I think. And we let the team know about it. We built it out. And what happened? It lasted 2 or 3 days, and then it stopped happening because we weren't staying consistent on it. And then we tried to do it with paper, and we thought that, oh, because it's paper, now it's gonna work. And that did not work either. And so now we do have a morning checklist that is being done every single day by every single technician, because we are constantly checking on it. And they know that if there's one morning that goes by without the checklist being done and signed off, that they're gonna get a call or a text almost immediately. Number 2, how am I forgetting this? That's a good blooper right there. Number 2, another really simple one. We take a photo of a yard sign in the client's yard after every single residential job. Very simple, takes 5 to 10 seconds, and it allows us to verify that it was done. So we used to not have to take a picture of it, and you can probably guess why now that is a system to actually prove that it's done. It's timestamped, the location, the whole 9 yards inside of Company Cam. But again, same premise here. If myself or Hayden is not checking the Company Cam every day, every week, what have you, those pictures of the yard signs, or honestly just the before and after pictures in general, will slowly start to wither away, even though we have that as a documented system in our company that will start to wither away. So again, we have to stay on that as a system. Number 3 is going to be our uniform policy. So we're gonna put a picture on the screen here. I eat at Jersey Mike's a lot for lunch, and they've got this like fancy graphic on the wall of their employees wearing their uniform and all these rules and regulations around the graphic, and it just looks really nice. And I thought to myself, I need to make that for our company. And if I can make something like in Canva that looks as nice as that and put it on the wall, that everyone's gonna wear the perfect uniform every day. And I thought that that's how the system worked in my head, was again, make the nice graphic, put it on the wall, and now it works. That's not the case. That did not happen at all, unfortunately, after I spent the hours and hours on that graphic. So now it's just a lot more simple. They know the uniform from a similar graphic, but it's just on like a onboarding slide when they come into the company. But if they're not wearing it for any reason or a part of it's wrong, Hayden or myself mention it very quickly. And if it happens repeatedly, then that is played into our write-up system, which has like pay associated with not wearing the uniform.
All right, I think we're about ready to go. I'm just gonna make sure I prime the pump, and then I think we're good.
So this is something we like to do when we're doing roofing. We'll pop our headphones in, give each other a phone call. It's sort of like a walkie-talkie. That way we can have both our hands occupied doing what needs to be done, but we could still communicate with each other instead of having to yell over the machines, or even it's just a long distance sometimes.
I just need to fill up this batch mix the rest of the way with water, and then we're good.
Look at him go, animal.
Oh, it's really shallow in the back of this one.
Have we started timing?
Have you
Time's it
started
right
the
now.
timer? All right, so I'm gonna start with this back slope right here.
Yep.
I'm gonna just get down to it first.
Soak this grass.
I'll start with the far edge. I'm really hoping that hose doesn't fall off the gutter right there. That's gonna make it a little harder to climb back.
I'll be here, just let me know if I need to go over there and help you move it.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna have to move. That was what I was hoping wouldn't happen.
I'll help you out, brother, don't worry.
Okay. Really just trying to make sure I get a light coat on everything. You'll see it'll start to brighten up with the sun. It's not gonna completely shift or transform until we get a lot more sun. We got kind of an overcast day right now, but it is gonna make a big difference. Okay, I think since I'm moving back towards this way, I'm gonna hit this front slope here because I can see the whole thing.
Yeah, you're good. Are you?
And then I'll finish with this.
You're not done with this face yet?
Not done yet, but I just wanna make sure I can get this whole thing, and I'm gonna have to be able to walk over this direction with it.
Got it.
That appears to be that whole slope. I probably need to hit the bottom edge a little
Right
more.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get it right over here.
All right, it's gonna have a good bit of ricochet down there, but I'm just gonna go along the whole bottom gutter edge.
Yeah, you're good.
Whenever you got that gutter rinsed in that lower section down there, I'm gonna move back to this back slope. All right, I'm gonna get back up onto this one.
You want me to come grab that hose for you?
I don't know if you're gonna be able to get it over for me because it's super high up.
I can get it over.
I can probably manage. I think if I get down to the corner, I can pull it over.
I got you, bro. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Before you get too far into that, I'm seeing that these chairs right here are stained.
Okay,
I'm gonna go ahead and get these out of the way.
good call.
I've got two more for you. These are more on like the sales side of things. So the first one out of the two is going to be our system of quoting every service on a property. This is a documented system that we explain to everyone in the company, and we explain why we do it. And it's one of those things where, again, I have to stay on it and I have to check on it, because when Mrs. Jones just got a new roof or her driveway doesn't need to be cleaned, it's easy to try and save the couple minutes in not taking those measurements and not quoting it. But we have the software and the tools in our company to put those quotes together very quickly and to itemize out all the services. And what happens is, if Mrs. Jones just got a new roof, we are not trying to sell her a roof wash on this new roof. We very simply say, hey, we went ahead and quoted it, so for when you need that service a couple years down the road, we have a price, you have a price, and we'll be good to go. Of course, we're going to probably raise that price because of inflation and all that good stuff, but it's a good kind of roundabout number. And we are always looking to be more profitable and increase our client experience. And that system does both of those things. That's how I know that it's a good system. When they call back next year to have more services done, we are big on in-person estimates as like a little side topic. When we don't have to go out there again and we say, hey, we already have your quote, here's the price for what you're wanting, that increases client experience with how easy that process is on the second go around. And then for us, that saves us another trip out to their property. So gas, time, money, all that good stuff. That's why that's a good system in our company. But another one that I have to constantly stay on and stay on top of. The last system is going to be, again, on the sales side, but kind of more like office, like a CEO type of thing. And this is revolved around our sales training course or our training platform that I made. And I made this last year. I was talking to some people in the community, and maybe I was looking online, and I was hearing a lot about, training courses or video courses and having all of these nice video modules and documents and training things and everything like that. And while it did turn out very good, it is very, very, very good, and I will have it for a long time. So I'm not mad that I made it. But last year, I created this in March or April, so it wasn't like it was like the winter by any means. And that was just one of those things where it's a great system. I just don't know if it needed to be done right then and there. Like I said, I've created that now a year and a half ago probably, and we've onboarded one sales rep since then. So all the time that I poured into that, probably I could have just trained the rep myself with my words. And maybe save that project until we're onboarding a couple reps a year at least to make that worth it. So that's one of those there that's a little bit different than the other ones. It's not necessarily having to stay on it, but more so making sure that you are spending your time wisely. And like for me, like now I've realized like, okay, instead of building this system that's going to help us a year from now, when we onboard that new sales rep, it would probably be more beneficial for me to go build some relationships or do some quotes or whatever the case may be. But there's a time and a place to help the company today and to help the company months or years down the road. So that fifth one's a little bit different there, but I wanted to give an example on the sales and kind of like the office side as well. So those are 5 examples of systems in our company and how maybe you can implement one of those into your business.
Hayden, if you could live in any one fictional place, what would it be?
Probably like White Run or something.
That's a good one. That's a good one. You probably wouldn't get to the Cloud District often.
No.
I would say, dude, put me on the Enterprise from Star Trek Next Generation.
Oh, that's true, dude.
I want to use that replicator, dude. I want to use the holodeck.
500 cigarettes. That probably is the best option because the holodeck, you got everywhere.
You could go anywhere, dude. You could have a Sherlock Holmes adventure on the holodeck. And
I'm getting some pulsating. We definitely have an air leak of some kind. It's still functioning, but
luckily it's not like a long roof.
I'd be interested in getting some kind of augment, like an arms or something like that.
Oh yeah, you get the Mantis blades.
But I'd be worried about like malware or something just taking over your arms.
But I'm gonna give this fence another rinse and then head around to the front side.
Okay.
I've probably done 1,000 quotes in my pressure washing business, and last Friday something happened that hasn't happened before. You'll see my truck now has a nice little size dent in it. So what happened was, we're gonna play the video. Whole gutter seam, and I set the expectation very clear that it's not gonna be completely full or completely empty. Oh, goodness gracious. I was making my walk around video of the job for the crew, and as I'm coming back around, the homeowner lets me know that they just backed into my truck. So they had, like, the driveway kind of went in like a V motion, and I was pulled up plenty for them to back out of the driveway. And I guess she was just on her phone, and she's just used to going straight back, and she popped it. You know,
the right address? Just making sure.
Yes, that's correct. Okay. Thank you.
I got 2 more for you, same time.
All right, thank you. All right, these should last us a little while. Got 250 more. New thing, different phone number, tracking phone number. So tracking number inside of Go High Level. So now when somebody calls off of this, it flags them as a yard sign lead, basically. So we can kind of see what calls are coming off of those. Let's see what Hayden ordered too at the same time. All right, I'm out of breath now. I got everything here. Let's see what Hayden has been spending our money on. Probably a lot of fun stuff. Oh, it's gonna be all hose. I think it's gonna be 6 of these, honestly. 2 more on that one. Not as fun as I thought. 2 more. So 6 new hoses, and it looks like he had some things yesterday too. He got some 3-way valves, ball valve, surface cleaner tips, quick connects, surface cleaner bar, glue. If y'all ever want to know where all my money goes, it's pressure washing parts. So, but we're stocked up now.
All right, well, I'm gonna hit this slope real quick on the far side, so it's probably gonna go on the walls and down below it. If you can hit the wall to the right of it and the windows above real quick, if you're lazy to go to the grocery
Rose had
store.
McDonald's every night.
I actually did have McDonald's for dinner last night.
Dude, I will never shame somebody for a McDonald's dinner.
In fairness, it was late.
That's true, you did get off late. What was your order?
McDouble, McChicken, filet of fish, apple pie.
3 sandwiches.
And an apple pie.
3 sandwiches and an apple pie.
I'm a growing boy.
I usually go, okay, I get it. It's the intensity of bread for me. I'll do the 2 cheeseburgers meal and then I'll get the nuggets.
I'm gonna go walk around and see if there's anything missed. And if there isn't, I will go ahead and flush it and start packing it up. So we just hit everything. It's all been coated. We're doing a quick walk around just to see, is there anything that we missed? It looks like if there is anything, it's gonna be very small. So I'm gonna go ahead and while he's doing a final rinse of everything, I'm gonna walk back to the truck, flush my 12 volt pump out with some water, pack it up, and then we'll take a walk around once it's dry, look for everything. If there's anything, we'll go around to the pump sprayer and just take care of it.
That's money, baby. What was that, 30-minute roof wash?
That needed touch up, it looks good.
You know why? Because we're the best.
So we just finished up with the roof wash. You can see how good it looks. It came out pretty much perfect. There's still a little bit of stuff that needs to react, but everything's been coated front and back. We got it done in, I think it was like 36 minutes, so it was really quick. Overall, including pack up and setup, I think it's gonna be a maybe hour and 5 minutes. So overall, great time. We were trying to hit an hour for the wash itself, and I think we hit an hour for the entire thing, so that's great.
I fell into thinking that the systems and the SOPs were more important than the people. From what I had heard online and and whatnot from some of these gurus, I perceived it as, okay, build the best systems and the best SOPs, and that's going to allow you to hire average talent and make those people great because the systems are so good. And that was how my brain worked because of everything that I had been taught from, again, these gurus, podcasts, etc. What I realize is that if you have this great system, it can take a great employee to an excellent employee or make their job easier as a whole, but it is not going to take an average or a below average employee and make them a great employee. And so I want to tie it back to a couple videos ago where we talked about some of our hiring strategies and our top grading system, and tying it back in a way of put more effort into finding the best person for that role that you possibly can, and let the systems kind of build themselves naturally, right? So unless you are completely out of the day-to-day as far as sales, admin, production, financials, everything, then you should probably not be working on things for like years down the road. And so I like to now wait to build a system until a problem is repeatedly happening over and over and over again. And so what I would do now is, instead of spending 20 hours building the system and 2 hours to hire the employee, I would flip-flop those. And I would spend all your time recruiting, finding the best possible person that you can for the position, and they are not going to need all the systems to do that for you. One thing that I will also say is, again, back to the top grading video a couple of videos ago, one of our biggest focuses in our company, probably forever, is going to be our callback rate. We want our client experience to be top notch, which allows us to grow as a company. And last month we did 100 jobs on the dot, minus our service plans, and we had a total of 6 callbacks. So we had a 6% callback rate. Now, we did some of that top grading action last month, and we got rid of a couple employees. We are a little short-handed right now. Our client experience is first and foremost, and if we have to sacrifice a little bit of capacity to keep that as high as possible, then that's how things are gonna be. And so we had 2 of the people that we no longer have anymore had 2 of the callbacks each for a total of 4 callbacks. And so from our current team right now, they had a total of 2 callbacks out of the 100 jobs. So a 2% callback rate with the current team, which is pretty stellar for such a fast-paced, moving company environment, the whole 9 yards. So just wanted to kind of tie that back to that top grading video that we made. I really do believe that that is really important. And just again, to focus on, put all your time into finding the best people. And I'll give you one more thing, but let's take a guy like Hayden, for example. When I went out and I knew that I wanted to have Hayden as my production guy, I spent all my time getting the best guy. And you know what Hayden does not need a lot of is systems, right? He has some basic things, obviously, as far as like a monthly reports and checklists and things like that go, but it's not like I have to have this fully perfect training system and accountability system, because he's just the best at the position. And I do feel like finding the best people is more valuable than the system. So just a little bit of a mindset switch for anybody out there, but comment below if you have any questions on this at all. And if you want me to elaborate at all, I'd love to hop on a call with anybody out there, and let me know if anybody wants to connect, and thanks again for watching. Peace.
La, 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 la. Ba, da, 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 ba, ba, da, da, da.